And welcome in everybody to Blue Water League's Diamond Semifinals. I'm Isaac. Alongside me is Beccarita once again on this cast for a what I honestly I imagine to be a fairly exciting and fairly close matchup here. Now that we're into the latter rounds of these playoffs here.
Yeah, that is, once you get further on in the series, you tend to get these closer nail biters of games. Although last week was actually quite a nail biter in itself, if you remember how that last game closed.
It died right before my eyes.
That was quite an incredible feat. But this week, hopefully, we can get just as much great action, perhaps even more so, from Con Esports. And
Elysium Dawn.
Elysium Dawn. Yes, thank you. I should have looked at the name, double-checked the names.
That's all right. But, we've had a lot of last-second stuff, even to get you on here, Becky.
How many patches has it been? And Jinx is still the best AD carry pick. When is the game going to change? Hello?
You see, secretly, we've actually been on the same patch this whole entire time. The only real patches we've gotten are to re-enable Azir and the Skarner rework.
Oh, and Skarner did not get banned, and there he is. Skarner did make it through bans. We have not seen this. We didn't see it at all last week, and I haven't seen it in any. Time. Yeah, I haven't seen it in any games I've cast yet. So I'm very excited to see what the Skarner champion can do. It was nerfed on the patch, and I'm going to find out if those nerfs are any good as you continue to talk about what we're looking at here.
Well, I mean, honestly, other than Skarner, because he's been banned 24/7, 365. Well, maybe not 365 just yet. It's not been a year since he's released, but every single game almost just permanently banned. And finally, other than that, we're seeing a fairly normal set of picks here. I mean, Vi, Orianna, Jinx. I mean, I think a priority on the Orianna a little bit abnormal out here on the side of Con Esports, but I think with Vi, it's not too much of an issue. And yep, with this, really the only thing that surprises me here is the fact that we actually have Skarner. It's not necessarily a surprise, more so the first time we actually get it.
Yeah, truly, like, Riot knows how to keep the game exciting. You see the same 17 champions, but at least Skarner's here now. So that's cool. I can't complain when I'm part of the problem. Udyr or Maokai is meta, I'm playing every game. You can't stop me. I'm playing Maokai every single game. I don't care. He's the best champion in the game. So I'm the problem. And once I learn Skarner, I'm playing Skarner every game. So I fully I can't complain that much about repeated picks. We're going into our second round of bans here as we have the Milio and the Aatrox taken out off the top here. The Taric will fall next, taking the kind of wouldn't expect Taric necessarily as a Jinx partner, but still a decent pick. I imagine it's specifically Con Esports' support is proficient on Taric. And then you have the Camille getting banned away. So two top laners targeted by Con Esports, while Elysium Dawn looking more at the support.
Yeah, I think that makes quite a bit of sense given the situation. That's going to be Skarner top probably with Maokai getting locked in. That's good. Yeah, we things we wait, no, that was Wookie Monster behind there. Wookie Monster's on production, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that just yet. But one thing I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not surprised by is the support target ban from the side of Elysium Dawn. I know Data is a very big roamer, doesn't like sitting in lane at all, and actually both these supports are, but especially Data likes to just kind of move around the map and leave the bot lane alone a bit. I think we'll see that a lot from both these supports so far, so I'm maybe a little bit surprised by the Milio takeaway, other than the fact that I might think Milio is strong, especially alongside Jinx. Generally.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean Galio support. Now that my brain saw Galio, I was like, oh yeah, Galio mid is a very much a map mover. Maybe not the most LL Cool J's champion, but I remembered. Wait, Oriana's picked. We've got map movements all around the place from these champions here in draft already, Becky Rita.
Yeah, this is going to be... we're going global this game with Con Esports. Very heavy engage. That Vi-Galio combo was something that, the press R and win combination, something that when CLG was in the trenches of never winning, they pulled that combo out to help them win a few games before going back in the trenches of never winning and getting Bud Light ace. But it's certainly it works for a reason. So I understand that. I do like the combo, especially with the Oriana. You have Vi, Galio, and Wukong even for that ball delivery service. So the Oriana is going to be able to get a lot of really good opportunities to find ultimates. It's going to come down to what these heavy dive champions can do into the very strong lockdown coming in from Maokai, Skarner, and even a little bit of Cassante. A lot of peel, a lot of pushback, a lot of repositioning going on with Elysium Dawn's comp, which is very fascinating.
I think it works into what Con Esports have drafted. I think it's a bit odd to especially when Maokai was the R4 pick, to then follow up with what you have with Galio and Wukong on top of that. To like those champs that just kind of want to shove in to this one spot. It's a bit weird picking that into Maokai Azir. I guess it's very in line with how Con Esports have played most of the Swift. But one thing I'm also a little bit surprised by from Con Esports is just a little bit is the Oriana pick, especially when Azir was open. I know LL Cool J's all year has been the premier farmer, I believe even most gold per minute player in Diamond, and has been doing that a lot on Azir. So with that being open, I obviously seeing the rest of their draft, I could see why they might want Oriana for what they have drafted, but I don't know. Giving away comfort to what has been the premier mid laner in all of Diamond by a pretty clear margin. It's a bold statement for game one for sure. I mean, obviously it's a 5-game series. We can, if you make it work and force Elysium Dawn to consider multiple picks, as instead of going, well, we're going to ban Azir Hui first round, which Hui was banned as well in the first round of bans. I think if you can, like I said, you can make them forcibly open up the mid lane pool that LL Cool J's can perform on in the series by popping off here on game one on Oriana, I can see why they would go with it, but still a little bit confusing when it's just right there for the taking.
Yeah. Well, let's see how these two teams do. Before we go to break, quick call. Which team do you prefer here in game one?
I nameplates off everything. I prefer Elysium Dawn because, I mean, I just feel like their composition's built to go into what Con Esports have drafted. With a lot of that large, wide range CC, and to just, like you said, to push back and create space for Azir and Kaisa, who can already create a bunch of space for themselves as well. Into this very low range comp that Con Esports have. Strictly just by performance and throughout the season, though, if there is a team that I would trust to pull this off, given the not so great draft, it would be Con Esports, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will say I will have to agree with that, mostly because I am, in fact, a Maokai shill. I love Maokai. I can't get enough Maokai. So I am A-okay. I do think that I like you said, I like the peel options that they have, the lockdown, the amount of space that they can take over with their composition, the space they can buy for themselves. It'll allow Azir in particular, once they get to the later stages of the game, just the ability to shred through some of these mid to melee range characters that Con Esports have. But it's going to come down to whether or not the Azir can perform without getting CC chained into oblivion. We'll have to see. But for the time being, we're going to be going to our break for the spectator delay. When we come back, we'll be on the Rift for Game 1 of our series here between Con Esports and Elysium Dawn here in Blue Water Diamond. Stick around. Game's coming at you after our break.
To hold our heads up high and beat the drums to what we love. Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul reign of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul reign of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Can we bring to fall the giants? 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 We are the
Hello, everybody, and welcome here on to the Rift for Game 1 of our series between Con Esports and Elysium Dawn. Con Esports on the blue side and Elysium on the red side. I am, as per usual, Becky Rita. I've got Isaac with me once again, and somewhere in the ethereal void known as Video Ninja, we have Wookie Monster. And we've got a pretty a couple of interesting drafts playing into each other here, even if the champions aren't the most exciting and new. We do have the exciting and new Skarner champion, though. And we're going to see what this champ can do. So, for those who have not seen this champ yet, what does the Skarner guy do now? What is he busting out? What moves does he have? Why is he so strong?
Well, imagine old Skarner, but he can now run through walls.
Oh, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, not only can he run through walls, Subjugate now can hit 3 targets too.
Oh, that seems pretty good.
I mean, there are some nuances. You can also use terrain, like his stuns now based on terrain as well. So it's not like exactly like old Skarner where you'd run up and stun somebody with an auto attack. So there are like a few nuances, but still overall it's very similar to what old Skarner wanted to do, which was run at you super fast and then grab somebody and then run back. Except now he can go through walls. And now he can grab 3 somebodies. So
hey, you know, that sometimes that's all you need to be a good champion. It's just for Riot to give you better buttons. Because, you know, if you played old Skarner, and I love Skarner, all right? I was there when he was the Crystal Scorpion, you know, when he was part of Dominion and the Crystal Scar, and, you know, we've retconned all of that to try and justify Seraphine's war crimes, all right? We're trying to pretend that she didn't cause the genocide of Skarner's people single-handedly, but that's all right. I understand that Riot wants to whitewash history like that, but like the Megling genocide. If you remember the Megling genocide, you do qualify for a senior discount at the Riot Games shop, but we do have a gank here as Azir is in a lot of danger. Gonna have to blow flash to dash out of that one. Flexkey did flash as well, so a trade of flashes in the mid lane leads to Azir and on the back foot here in lane phase.
yeah, but I think early on, if you're going to be trading flashes like that, you'd much rather not have. I don't think you mind as much on Vi if you don't have flash. Obviously, it's nice to have, especially in these ganks, but it's certainly not the most required thing to have, especially when you get it at the cost of Vaildir having to utilize their flash as well. We don't really mind.
We do have an engagement
okay,
here.
There we go. There's the stun.
Comes the tray, and here comes the stun. Bunch of damage going down. The slow lands, but no flash, having to get blown by LL Cool Jace, who is gonna be able to stick around, although their HP is not looking great. That will make them a pretty easy target, especially if Azir wants to dash in. Speaking of dashes, we've got a wall-riding man, as Skarner is going to be looking to lock up Sir Raven here. No dashes left. Flash is going to get blown, but a flash in response from Furry Little Feet will take out the Wukong for first blood.
Well, it's nice to see we've seen the entire new kit in the span of like 4 seconds. Ooh, yeah. Ooh is the right response as well. Idri's going to have to flash without any sort of exchange there is going to feel really good, especially if you are on the bot lane of Con Esports, and I should suspect that we'll see another visit down here towards the bot half of the map sometime soon from the side of Flexkey. Yes. Considering especially how impactful Idris has been this split. Has the most kills per game and has had 4 quad kills just in the regular season alone. I did not catch their series last week to see if that numbers had increased, but this is a man who likes getting bloody all the time. And this dude does not farm minions, he farms champions. And if you can find a way to prevent Idris from farming champions, well, that's certainly one way to do it here early, is to get the flash off the Kaisa.
Yeah, it's going to prevent a lot of safety here. And, you know, as a Maokai aficionado, I will say one of his bigger weaknesses in the support role, Sir Raven might be in a little bit of danger here. Flame will go for the knockback, but it will just be Warrior Trickstered to dodge out of there. But back to Maokai. As a paid Maokai enthusiast, I do...
Wait, you're getting paid to be a Maokai enthusiast?
I would never. Okay. I wouldn't accept the money. I would charitably. I would do it for free. I will pay to promote Maokai propaganda. But one of his weaknesses in the support role is that he kind of doesn't provide a whole lot of immediate pressure. He does have his flash, he does have his twisted advance, but he has to get into range without flash to go for that. And as you're walking into range, you're a sitting duck. You just get a bunch of auto attacks pounded into you, and you have no real easy response into it, especially because your saplings, unless you throw them into the brush, which is the most predictable thing to do, not too close. We have a flip going here. It's going to go in favor of Furry Little Feet, but on the backside, we have the Galio going for a taunt right now. Huge lockdown onto Flexkey, low HP bar onto the Maokai as well. We have 1-for-1 trade right here. Here comes Furry Little Feet getting a double lockdown, but there's no damage to respond right here. Idris walking in to try and get something done, but the Galio is going to stop the Kaisa in her tracks, but she is able to clean up one of those kills. Another trade of deaths, trade of champions here, but in the end, the trade being made will go in favor of Furry Little Feet, who claimed the Drake, several kills, and a bounty on their back.
And it took us 7 minutes, but this is what I suspected we would see in this series, and I suspect we'll see this whole series. Both these teams really, really loving to fight it out as we pulled that very extended fight. Garner, well, we now see why Skarner has been pretty much perma-banned since his reworked release, because my goodness, that was a lot of work put in by the Scorpion. And well, not only the Scorpion, to be fair, Jed with those resets on the Jinx, getting excited, did a decent amount of work themselves. Wait, no, we should be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Overall, but yeah, more or less, this is what I suspected we would see, and we're probably going to see for just about any sort of, at least for half the objectives that pop up, considering that the Void Grubs are now being claimed.
Yes.
But
yeah, and
I would suspect we look at those timers in the top corners of the screens, and those are the timers for having like 8 people die on the map.
Yeah, and I will say, it's kind of surprising. We've seen Skarner banned so much, and then it gets through here. You know, maybe they thought that it's nerfed, so it has to be bad, right? Well, I did read the nerfs, and let me tell you, they don't change anything about Skarner. They lower his damage a little bit. That's like the main difference, is that his damage is slightly lower, and a little bit of utility is lost on his shield. But aside from that, the thing about Skarner, at least based on what we've seen this game so far, is that what makes him good isn't his damage. It's all of his insane buttons that he has. The slows, the lockdown, the angles he can take with his ganks. So the fact that that is all still in play, it's not surprising that this Skarner is already performing well and has that heart steal here already. I almost called it the TFT item name. I had to rethink about it, but Grubbins did go over to Con Esports, so first round of Grubs will go to them. First Drake did end up going over to Elysium Dawn about an hour ago. But that's all right. You don't need Grubs to win. Grubs are an illusion. They're fake. You just don't need to give over 6, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's and if you do give over 6, if you just win the game, then they don't do anything. they're very situational.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I've seen a few teams utilize it
Ooh,
very
that's
well.
a shove
Whoa.
from Vader right here. No mana on the Azir, but do you need mana when
That-
you've got a hour-long lockdown? Furry Little Feet's gonna get that one down, but now through the wall, we have Cassante going all out as Flame, looking to get this little bit of damage, let the Cyclone. He's not gonna be able to save Sir Raven. Quoth the Raven, I'm dead. As that
Elysium.
is...
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw that play and my God, Elysium Dawn cooked. I didn't even consider the fact that Azir's wall counts as terrain, and that you can use the Skarner wall to grab somebody and then stun them onto the Azir
Yep.
wall as well.
Yeah.
I hadn't even considered that as a possibility.
Yep.
It didn't even enter my head. As
Now-
like it makes sense once I've seen it, but oh okay.
Now picture this, Anivia. All right.
Picture
it's-
this Talia.
Ooh, now we're talking. I guess any wall, any terrain, Trundle Pillar even, as we have the Nature's Grasp gonna go on to Gallia right here. Data's gonna have to dip away, able to get out of there as Skarner is slowed down that dissonance from LL Cool Jace, stopping the play in its tracks there, preventing any further trade potential as both of our teams are posturing around this Drake, but Elysium Dawn absolutely have that that first priority here around the pit. They have strength in the jungle, they have strength in the mid lane, and once their bot lane gets back, they'll have first crack at pushing that lane out. So, as Flame is up here just cracking a turret.
Yeah, and you were saying grubs are an illusion. Yeah, the grubs are on the side of Connie. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, we do have a potential. Here's Flexkey is gonna get locked up by the suppression. Furry Little Feet's looking to pull him back, pull him into the wall. Here comes the Galio, crash landing. The heroic entrance gonna try and lock down.
Oh no, Koyesh.
Koyesh very low right here. The Emperor's Divide does not stop Flexkey, but the damage will keep him away. As Furry Little Feet's going on the back line, trying to trade here, will not finish that kill, as now Jed is excited and going fast, going furious, cutting through the low HP bars, getting those resets, taking the fight and taking the Drake.
Yeah, Jinx moment. Everybody fights it out down to low HP, and here walks up Jinx, and then just gets to auto attack freely. And in fact, Jinx happened. I don't know how else to describe that than.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. So, but get this. Her ultimate's on a longer cooldown.
Oh, true. Wait, you're right. Literally useless champ now. What can I say?
God, why are the patch notes so bad? I'm sorry. That probably didn't even get picked up. That probably didn't even get picked up.
You did cut out there. You did peek your own microphone, but I think we got the gist of what you were trying to say. We got Jinx is so, and then it just cut out. It's like, all right, or not. The patch notes are
so bad. It's fine. It's all right. The game's gonna change after MSI Copium. Moving on from that. Enough about the ranting here. As we do have 3 Grubbins going over, so now the objectives have been traded back. 1 Drake, 3 Grubs on both sides. The kills distributed here as gold is even. Jinx is locked and loaded. We saw a pretty loaded, I believe we saw a pretty loaded Jinx last week as well. Single-handedly carry a game.
Oh,
as now Koyesh hovering around. Flame gonna not complete the recall. Gonna land the slow on a Jed. Looking to try and get that unstoppable. Just get as much damage as possible. The sun's gonna go through. Flash is gonna go through. Jed's gonna be in danger. The knockback's gonna come in. The taunt from Data will save the Jinx just narrowly, as Flexkey's gonna fight in the river, but no more is gonna come from that. A good attempt from Flame, just didn't amount to anything.
Yeah, that's one thing Galio can achieve just in general if he is allowed to sit right in the middle of the team. In that case, 2-person taunt, doing well to peel for Jed, which is the reason why even though in lane, Galio support certainly not that great. What is great is going to be that flash now down on LL Cool J. It's going to feel good for the side of Elysium Dawn. But as I was saying, even though Galio isn't necessarily all that great in lane, it is into Maokai, who also not necessarily
doesn't do anything in lane. He really doesn't.
It's like not that big of a concern if you have a weak laner, but the enemy team also drafted one. Wait, hold on.
Chris gonna get locked up, instantly killed there, and now it's gonna be Flame who will be the target here. Gonna go all out, dash away, but now the Nature's Grass gonna try and turn the battle onto its head. The Orianna will get tagged by it as Vadir is coming in. The Divide's not gonna land on the both, as now we've got a huge scuffle under turret. LL Cool J is taking damage right here. The Mega Death Rocket blows them to smithereens from across the rift as Jed cleans up that tower, kills the Scorpion, gets vengeance for the Crystal Scar in a different timeline, as that's an ace going over to Con Esports.
Yeah, just really well played by Con Esports overall. They obviously the patience to wait out a few flashes and then then hit the right buttons, and as you said way back in draft, the gold delivery service for LL Cool J. So all he had to do was press R and find damage, and the rest, as I say, was history. But wait, we're not out yet, Jed.
Yeah, Vailder is looking to try and get something else done, as Sir Raven gonna be arriving here. Vader gonna have to go over the wall, as that's gonna be nothing else amounting there, as the bot side is now fully cracked in terms of turrets. Map pressure slowly vanishing for the side of Elysium Dawn, as is the gold similarity, as a gold lead is in favor of Con Esports by about 5k. Ooh, Flame not quite able to stop that recall there. We've got 30 seconds on the next Drake. 240 on Baron here, our first Baron spawn. And these items are coming in hot for the side of Con Esports. 2 completed items on the Jinx, 2.5 actually. As, Sir Raven might be in danger here. Flame looking to potentially get that lockdown. Cyclone's going to go through, going to knock them both up. But now we have the all-out from Cassante. But is he going to be able to finish this one out? Yeah, it's 4v1. And unfortunately, the Monkey is not nearly good enough to win a 4v1 fight. So it'll be a pick onto Sir Raven on the top side.
Yeah, so a little bit of gold, and we'll definitely be a bit more from the objective bounty coming up in just a few seconds here.
And the tower.
But what it does,
yeah, from the
that's what the objective,
yeah,
the objective bounty. Wait, yeah.
Sorry. Keep going.
One thing that does do, however, it does just give that little bit of extra time and space for the rest of the side of Elysium Dawn to claim the second Drake any second, as well as get that push down and start to just open up the map a bit more. I don't believe that Herald should be able to do too much here, though.
Yeah, no, it doesn't
amount to anything.
Jed has found Furry Little Feet, but who has found who? That's a ton of damage. The Kraken plus LDR does so much into the Skarner here, even with that battle cast plating. Not as tanky as you'd expect. A lot of HP in pocket, but not a whole lot of resistances quite yet, and very easily shred by that, by the Jinx here, who is very much accelerated. 7-1 on Jed this game. Very impressive positioning from them, and I'd say, the Super Mega Death Rocket has come in very handily. It's a good thing they increased the cooldown on that ability. Otherwise, Jed would be running a clinic this game.
I mean, that's just Jinx for you, though, isn't it? You find one fight, you get 4 resets, all of a sudden you sit 4-1. I mean, it wasn't as early as 4 minutes this time around, as we saw last week.
Oh, but, we have the lockdown combo coming in from the Justice, but who's gonna get their Justice this time around as 2 TPs are gonna come in. We have Cassante trying to pull Flexkey back. Data taking a million damage right here, but the damage is just so slow from the side of Elysium, as now we do have Idris trying to keep down Flexkey. Flexkey's gonna get taken out. Flame is super low. LL Cool J is gonna get pulled back. We've got the Cyclone on the front. We've got Jed now turning the fight around. We've got one down from the excitement. We've got two down. Jinx is getting excited. We're trying to get more. The Mega Death Rocket's not up. It was used already. So those three are going to be able to limp away here, but that is a hollow victory as Jinx is cracking their base.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to Jinx Gaming. It was a fairly even fight, and then Jed walked up with a full health bar after everybody had used all their cooldowns, and and that was it. I mean, that's basically how that goes. Every time now that we've seen a fight, and considering that we have, I would have to imagine, yep, 3 items now on the Jinx as the recall comes through. I should, unless if Jinx is the first one to get spotted out, I should suspect that pretty much all these fights are going to go this way here on out, with maybe a very, very small exception, room for exception here.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. The side of Elysium Dawn now have to play the game of somehow getting onto Jinx with their composition that they do have some engage tools, but their tools are absolutely way better for disengage or, you know, splitting fights, right? They have the Skarner to help keep people separated, they have the Divide, they have Cassante, but they aren't trying to split fights here. They're trying to kill Jinx. And unfortunately, I think we saw in that last fight, their comp is kind of struggling to crack through some of these tankier members on the side of Khan. Galio, Adata lived forever in that fight for absolutely no reason. Flexkey as well just soaked up so much damage from Idris that by the time Jinx was able to, go on a pleasure cruise, waltzing in to mid lane, had plenty of time to arrive and turn that fight back around. It was kind of crazy. There's just so little damage Elysium Dawn have, and it's going to take a while for them to get caught back up, and do they have the time is the question.
I would say most of the time they probably do, other than the fact that Jed is 8-1-3 on Jinx. Mm-hmm. I think is the big caveat there.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
It's as you've mentioned already, it's going to be damn near impossible to find Jinx, especially if Data just stands right on top of
Flexkey and Data both just playing point
how
guard
do you find
here.
this? And
as that's just gonna be
Idris
getting locked up with the R button wombo from Flexkey and Data. The assault and justice there from Flexkey. It's very strong, locking down that 80 carry, taking out that single damage point. And that is going to be the Baron picked up with no possible contest from the side of Elysium Dawn, as Con Esports have got a lot of power here at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, a lot of power, almost completely resided within Jed. Mm-hmm. I'd say almost. Because LL Cool J does a decent bit to set up with Flexi. Sir Raven.
He's got a fight going in here. The engagement over the wall from Flexkey. The Divide's not going to do a whole lot other than stop Data. Is that going to be enough? We have Flame on the backside trying to keep LL Cool Jace back, but LL Cool Jace is not the target you want to keep away, as Jed is just going to be frontlining here on the Jinx. No damage to stop them. It's just going to be another routing session from Con Esports here. It's looking like a Fire Emblem map right here. Looking like a Fire Emblem Awakening map with how often they're routing the enemy. That's a great joke right there, right? Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Fair. I can't refute you. That's the issue. I died on the inside. That's the thing with statements like that. It's like, what can I say? It's like, it's correct. It's absolutely correct. But Never before have I been so offended by something I completely agree with. Uh,
Jeez, oh
um,
man. Anyway, let's talk
nah,
about League. We've got an engage onto Sir Raven here, as it's just going to be one monkey versus the world, but the monkey is living forever right here. None of these three tanks do anything, as Galio is going to arrive all out from Flame right here. The taun's going to keep him down, and actually there's so much damage from Sir Raven here. The skies are being sundered, and here comes the Super Mega Death Rocket coming in to just provide a little bit of moral support. With those tanks busy on the top side, the inhib has been blasted.
Yeah, I don't know how else. I'm trying to find a way that Elysium Dawn gets back into this one, but they tend to 3v2 top lane to kill, or 3v1 top lane to kill literally just the Wukong, and they couldn't quite do that. We gotta fight here though.
We do have a pull back, or at least an attempted pull back, but we're not gonna pull anywhere, as Idris will fall, Vailder will fall. No damage, no retaliation, no stopping the pain train coming out from Jed this game. 12, 1, and 7 with the Guardians of Data and Flexski. There's no stopping this Zaunite. She is going to go crazy, claim the game, and game 1 goes to Con Esports.
Yeah, it wasn't quite a 4-minute for an 4-kill Jinx this time around, like last week.
Yeah,
it was like an 8-minute one.
Yeah. So it's an improvement. You see, the nerfs made a difference.
Yeah, it's exactly why that happened. We'll say that's why that happened. Welcome to an early 4-kill Jinx. This happens as soon as Jinx gets 4 kills, sub 10 minutes. It's just, that's how the game goes, unfortunately, right now. If you're the side of Elysium Dawn, anyway.
Yeah, very strong opener here from Con Esports. Elysium Dawn, their composition just ended up being a little low damage. They had a really strong start with Furry Little Feet getting a ton down around the map. We had Velder hitting a lot of great divides in those early fights, especially around that first Drake. You know, there were some really good early skirmishes, but once they dropped that one fight to Jinx, it then became a race of, can our damage dealers stop this lady? Can we get to her? And the comp that Elysium ended on, they had a lot of tools for peeling, but their own carries didn't get to a point where they needed to do that. So they're left with some pretty useless champions in terms of raw engage. Like, Maokai can, but he really doesn't want to do it alone. Skarner goes in and tries to beat people back, right? Cassante takes a guy down to a different zip code to deal with him. So there just really wasn't the tools necessary to stop Jinx when she got ahead. And I think that ended up being really what put Elysium Dawn in the dirt here in game 1.
Yeah, so I suspect we're probably going to see something come out from them in game 2, but until then, we will go to a break because we have to now load into the draft of game 2.
Yes.
So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with that.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drums to what we love? Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? Join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A soul array of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the Can we bring to fall the giants? 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 We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A soul array of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the
Hello, everyone. You excited for draft? Well, I've got a draft for you. That is the Blue Otter Draft League. Are you looking to meet new people or teammates while playing the game you all love? Are you trying to prove that you can carry your team regardless of what anchor or brick is on it? Does our Lord Keebcat, the draft admin, submit to the big Walmart corporation? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you should join the Blue Otter League draft today. Signups are live. They close May 10th. If you're anywhere in the range of Plat 4 to Diamond 1, you are able to participate in one of our two premier divisions, that is Sapphire or Ruby. No Emerald, right? Wait a minute. Hold up. This info is gonna be exhibition matches. Will be on Monday, May 20th. The season will start the 27th, and the draft will be voted on by captains. There's a $10 entry fee. Please check the rulebook in the Blue Otter Discord for more information. With that shameless plug out of the way, we can move on to the actual draft eventually once it shows up.
I think what we can take away from this ad read is that KibCat is actually a Gen 3 Pokemon fan.
Maybe. I didn't realize that we were naming the divisions Ruby and Sapphire.
It's Ruby, Sapphire, and the Emeralds.
The original,
more or less.
Yeah, the
and more or less the Emerald.
So
yeah,
you know, when we get this, we're gonna get the remake here. We're gonna get Omega Ruby coming in. But here on the Rift, wow, you'll never believe what champion was picked first on the blue side, as we have guess who, playing into Varus and Xinjiao will get picked up. Varus, the response into the Jinx, one of the more standard responses you see for the champion, so not too unusual right now. We'll have to see if that changes, though, in terms of what else they decide to pick with it. Need to pick a partner for the Jinx more than likely, although blinding support may be miserable to some people. Skarner will be locked in again. I will say, Scorpion looked pretty good on Elysium Dawn, so I do think their jungler played very well, especially in the early stages of the game. They just needed more punch on their team to take that early lead and do something with it. So I'm excited to see the Skarner run back. Hopefully better luck will be in this game. But now it's just a matter of what these last two picks here in round one are going to be. Orianna.
Well, I mean, I guess I said you'd want to try to. If you're on the side of Con Esports, you have LL Cool J, who has played almost exclusively Hui and Azir. I say almost because I mean everybody's been playing Ahri. But outside of that, has been played almost nothing but Hui and Azir, and we'll now be able to have that Azir this time around. But I did say last time around in game one that if you can start getting in the heads of saying, well, LL Cool J isn't just a Azir Hui 2 trick, and you can get them on that one on Orianna. Clearly, I maybe not necessarily clearly, but perhaps if we get some sort of adjustment here from that on the side of Elysium Dawn, considering that there's no easy way to deliver the shockwave just yet if you are Elysium Dawn.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for that delivery system. You want some kind of delivery person for the shockwave. If you're gonna be playing Orianna, no reason not to. But we'll have to wait and see if that is in the cards quite yet. As we have the other bands going down, the Rel will be taken away from Elysium. That takes out a pretty decent BOL carrier. As we now have we're just trying to pander with the Udyr here. Likely going to be an Udyr top though, which is not based and is cringe. So I cannot commend this kind of Udyr gameplay. Although I will still be fine with it. As we have the Camille coming in, the response that is a decent BOL deliverer. I wonder who our last pick is. It's going to be the Thresh. Will be supporting Jinx, a classic Jinx partner.
Yeah, you just throw out a lantern and it's all okay. Excuse me. I also do like the Camille pick. It's one that maybe not the most conventional way to get the ball into the middle of a team composition, but certainly a way. Especially combined with Thresh, you have a lot of like 1-1-2 setup here. I had a lot of pick actually on the side of Elysium Dawn with a lot of single target CC currently selected. That being said, if you're Con Esports, this Renata Glass pick, R5. R5 support, maybe not the most common thing you'll see ever, but honestly, I think I quite like it, especially as just for collecting that frontline. Plus, if you do manage to hit Jinx somehow, way. Not easy to do, admittedly, but if you do, I mean,
she clobbers her own team.
Yeah, she gets one kill, but then you drop the hostile takeover, and then her whole entire team's gone. So
yeah,
that's one way to do it.
That's one of the insurance policies for these hyper carries who can dominate fights super easily. Is you just kind of have them kill their friends. It's a simple combo. It's a simple strategy. But again, yeah, it's a matter of hitting the Jinx, which Renata ulti is not super easy to land. It's definitely a wide projectile. I'd say it's easy to land onto somebody, but landing it onto a priority target, it's a different story. With that said, looking at these two drafts here, do you believe in the Jinx, in the power of Jinx, or does Con Esports have the proper answer to it?
I think Jinx is really strong. However, I don't mind Varus so much. I honestly, uh, one that I would believe should be prioritized a little bit more than what it has been in recent patches. I know at the start of the season, different story, but every single time I've seen Varus played, it's still been fine.
Hmm.
It's been decently strong, so I don't mind this. Plus, having that, it's always fun, quote unquote fun playing around the chains of corruption because you hit one person and nobody can go around that target anymore. And
Hmm.
if you're talking about making space, I think that's a decent opportunity for themselves too. Con Esports have a slightly different draft this time around. They're less so spec'd into picking one person, but I I think, I mean, obviously we talked about Jinx because it was such a like performer in the last game, and it usually is. Overall, though, I don't mind Con Esports' draft, and I think that if we are going to be playing into Jinx, well, this is certainly one way to do it.
Yeah, it is definitely a way to approach playing into the Jinx for sure. Uh, I will say I believe that Jinx is just it's really
Oh, well,
good. It's
yeah.
really
It's
strong,
you find
but
one fight, and that's all that matters.
but and because of that, I do think that you know if the Skarner now with the ability Skarner had early on, how much pressure was got there. Now that there is like a win condition, I think that we're gonna see the Skarner actually convert into a winning game. So I'm gonna predict Elysium Dawn again, and we'll see if that pays out or if I
All
continue
right, take
my
notes, children. It is 2-0 Con Esports.
I don't want to say anything, but between last week and this week, I am 5 incorrect predictions in a row.
It's all
So
right. I'm the counterbalance, which is the reason why. Okay, right. You see, it's
so
like
we're gonna we're gonna see if I continue to be incorrect or if uh Elysium do claim this one with the power of Jinx. So with that said, we're gonna go to a break. When we come back, we're gonna be in the Rift, on the Rift for game 2. Stick around. It's gonna be exciting after our break.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love? Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that Can we bring to fall the giants? 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 We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of the world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back here on to the Rift for Game 2 of our series between Con Esports and Elysium Dawn. Elysium on the blue side, Con Esports on the red side. We've got a 5-stack right here as Koyesh gonna look for somebody. Data will dip in the right direction, but might still be in a bit of danger. Jed is gonna throw out the hail of arrows, and that will stop them already. A bit of an exciting turn of events here at the start. Does not amount into anything. No sums blown from either side. So we can calm down for a moment. Nothing happened. I'm Becky. Isaac's here. And Wookiee's there. So, anything stand out here in game 2? A few different champions, but overall nothing too exciting.
Sad boy hours for Sir Raven. I mean, not majorly, but it's like one of those things that like kind of hits slightly because he placed a defensive ward on his own bush, expecting some sort of level 1, and it just happened on the other side of the map, and it happened after he'd already placed his ward, so he can't walk in and place it on the enemy cams. It's like I said, it's minorly inconvenienced, but it's still kind of sad to see it happen. You're just like, oh, god damn it.
Well, he was correct that there was an early game play. He just predicted the wrong side. All right, these things happen. As the early game, Udyr just gonna burn to the ground, burn to the ground, burn to the ground. Here in the early stages of the game, as we have an invade early into Skarner. The flash gonna get blown by furry little feet as Flexi is ghosting. No finish there as Koyesh did find a hook onto Data. Now trying to flip around, not a hook, it might have been a flay. But we do have damage coming out. Ghosts traded, Ignites traded. A lot of sums being blown here before the 3-minute mark. As Skarner is in dire straits here at the start of the game.
Yeah, that's losing flash at 2 minutes. Not ideal. Also losing about half of your camps in your first, like the first quadrant clear is also kind of sad boy hours.
Yeah.
So
it's a little depressing, but I don't actually have another follow-up statement. It just depresses me. So
yeah,
that's
kind of... If there's any bright spot for Skarner in comparison to old Skarner, he can go through walls now. So the flash, maybe not as key on Skarner's kit these days as it was just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's not nearly as doomed. It might feel doomed, but it's not as doomed as you'd think, which is good if you're Skarner. You know, you can feel what I presume is happiness, which Skarner has not felt in a long time. So, hey, that's pretty decent.
I'm not sure if it would be a happiness, but more so a slight window of potential optimism, because that's still really rough regardless who you're playing. champion-wise if you are furry little feet to experience that.
Yeah.
But we move on.
Yeah, the game continues. You play the hand you're dealt, even if it is
Ooh.
a bad one, as we have a potential gank, sort of maybe cooking here, but it looks like nothing will amount from the arrival of Xin Zhao in the bot lane. As so far a little slow. Furry little feet may be looking for something, as Sir Raven does have the burn ticking, does have the ulti as well, so can just double tap out of there if they want to. But I think they're gonna double tap in, turn this fight around. John Deere gonna be mowing down the top side with Furry little feet falling. First blood.
Yeah, I mean, the wave's just too big. Is like simple as to really do much there. Minions do a shockingly high amount of damage early on, especially if you're sitting as Flame with not much left on your health bar. Still also probably combined with that what appears to be some sort of miscommunication and Furry little feet just not really having a good time here in the early game as Flexkey.
Suffering continues, but Flexkey might actually be in danger here. Gonna try and get something there, but Valdir was quick on the draw and prevents Furry little feet's day from getting any worse. And will take buffs there as well. Gonna be decent. Gonna be a nice little bonus off of killing Flexkey there, but you know, maybe just a little bonus, as Flame's gonna look to trade into Sir Raven. I don't know if Udyr wins this one. He is trying to get up to that double tap, does double tap the W. Well, that's a lot of shielding, that's a lot of HP. Is Skarner fast enough? No, he is not, and in fact, he might be too slow to escape, as that is a red buff onto Sir Raven. We're burning them down to the ground. That's not just a Phoenix, that's a Raven right there. As now LL Cool J is going to try and trade into Valdir in the mid lane, but that's not going to be a whole lot, as this Udyr is huge.
Yeah, 3 solo kills on 2 ganks.
Udyr. I'm soy facing. I love Udyr.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Udyr moment. Got a shield. Wait, hold on.
Moment, as we do have Flexkey looking to try and trade something onto Valdir, who will survive. Flash gonna go down, but Furry little feet's gonna try and trade something. Slow's gonna come into LL Cool Jace, who's caught between a Scorpion and a hard place. But that's just gonna be the finish there, as the Dissonance will claim one and Skarner claims the other. Elysium firing back.
See, this is what happens when you don't gank into a fed Udyr.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, we have Jed now looking to try and trade into this after getting hooked. The Flash is going to go down. The Ghost will burn as well. Jed's going to be ticking down. Their life is forfeit. That's going to be a 1-for-1. But Jed gets the kill, while the kill on Elysium goes to Koyesh.
Yeah, gold where you want it. It's best case scenario in that one. But what isn't best case scenario is when you have a level 3 Udyr running at you.
Skarner's dead. Skarner's just gonna potentially die here. I don't think they take this. Okay, Valdir is arriving. Flexkey's gonna do what they can. It's a ton of damage. The double tap is available. Udyr will burn it on shield. That's going to be Flexkey going down here, but here comes LL Cool J. It's going to clean up one on the backside. The burn on the front is so powerful. Valdir is going to go down, shut down, going over to Sir Raven, and that it goes exactly as you'd expected, as 2 more kills get put in the pocket of Khan, and Furry little feet is going to have to scurry away again.
Not only that, it's a shutdown going on to Sir Raven. As if Sir Raven needed a bigger gold advantage here. You know, oh wait.
Okay, we have the Chains of Corruption. Idris is going to be able to get out with the Lantern. The hostile takeover does not take anything there, fortunately for them. As now we have the Shockwave coming in. Valdir may have found an opportunity, but does not get anything out of that. Udyr is Unir's winning. Oh, okay. We double tap shield to dodge out of a lot of that turret damage. This Furry Little Feet's going to come into here to contest the Void Grub. We'll steal the first one. That's the first Void Grub dropping right here. Furry Little Feet's going to pull Flexkey back in to Valdir. The Crescent Guard will go down, but nothing can be done to save you from the Robot Rock coming in here in the river. As Valdir will pick up another one in the jungle, and all 3 grubs will go over to Dawn.
Yeah, at the very least,
Yeah,
like you have, I know we have Sir Raven on 4-0-1 with the shutdown. Nonetheless, at the very least, it is going fairly okay across the map if you are Elysium Dawn. So, I mean, obviously you have Valdir on 3 kills here and a 10 CS lead. So it's not, as a team, it's not doomed. Even if it feels that way if you are Flame currently. Also, that early lead that Flexkey got from that invade is almost just basically null at this point on 4 deaths, and that's the champion right there that you do not want to fall behind on at all, to feel like you have any use just at all in game. I'd say Xin Zhao has been strong and like been a meta pick because he really doesn't have issues with not falling behind, but this is one example where Jed.
We don't talk about it. It's fine. It's okay.
Jed.
It won't come up. It won't come up. You know, Varus. This isn't Jinx. All right. This isn't an 80-second cooldown on the ulti.
Oh
right?
yeah, true.
This is a different
Fair,
champion.
fair.
You know, it's fine. It is unfortunate. That's a little bit of an oof. It's not a huge loss. It won't be up for the Drake, I think, is the biggest thing about it, but it's only second Drake, and they got the first one, so can justify maybe not taking this fight. You don't have to. And honestly, you probably don't want to unless you get Sir Raven down there. And hey, look who it is. It's Sir Raven in the mid lane onto Valdir, who did flash. We do have the shockwave going out, but that is no damage onto Sir Raven, who continues the assault. Will claim that kill, cracking that mid laner's skull and now cracking the turret plate.
Yeah, Sir Raven just appears on the map and is just so far ahead that any sort of potential fight is just, there's no questioning the results there. Not much you can really do. That makes people go to fight this.
Have a contest. Superman Mega Death Rocket's not going to land on anybody. We have a TP coming in. It's going to be 4v3 here in the pit. The hostile takeover is going to make Idris fight their friends. Flexkey's on the back alone, and on the front, Flame is able to get something there, but the reset on to Jed will keep that Varus safe. So no kill ends up going over onto that 80 carry, able to get that reset there onto Furry Little Feet. Very good timing from the Renata W.
Yeah, very well played in terms of timings and all that. Another thing that kind of went under the radar, Koyesh did flash forward at the end of the fight there and forced the flash out of LL Cool J's. So another tool that, while not the biggest loss on Azir, still a trade up in a fairly key summoner spell. But overall, I mean, main thing, 2 dragons going over to the side of Con Esports. We're going to be stacking those up, and there's more than enough time to maybe not allow the 6 grubs to go over, if that is something that will come up soon. You were saying that the Chain of Corruption wasn't available for at least the beginning of that fight. May have come in handy, but at the end of the day, fairly even still. I shouldn't suspect too much of a change in the fortunes of either team after that one, at least for now.
Yeah, it's a problem for now. We'll see if it stays a problem. That is the question both these teams are going to have to ask themselves, as we have the next round of Grubbins coming up soon. It's a yellow marker there on the Rift. This very little feat's going to pull LL Cool J's back. The Divide's going to keep Vailder away a little bit there, but there's just not enough survivability into that Azir. Without the flash, without the dash, that is going to be a crash from the Azir. Falling down. Is Flexski going to walk in? Sir Raven considering to make a play, but will just turn around, pick up the red buff, and go back to pummeling this poor enemy top laner who is scrounging for spare parts in a garage sale with their build right now, trying to get whatever they can, assembling a Triforce eventually, but not anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just, what can you do as Flame in the present moment? Right? I think even if you catch up on farm, it doesn't even matter because, 5 kills is an immaculate amount of gold, and especially with Rift Herald up, I should suspect that, I would hope that, anyway, that Con Esports does pick that one up and does start to open up this map. Because no towers down so far, 60 minutes in. Oh, I say no towers down. Maybe this one will be going down in a few seconds.
Yeah, the only question is, will Flame go down? I think they do have the hook shot, so they might be safe here. Sir Raven's going to fire out the burn. Does have the double tap is not available anymore, as Flame will be able to hook shot out of there. LL Cool J's taking a ton of damage from Valder in the mid lane. This Orianna actually decently strong right here with the Seraphs and the boots too. A surprising amount of damage coming in from the Orianna here. Sir Raven trying to bully this poor Skarner. Skarner will claim the wolf with Smite there. Will likely Chains of Corruption does land this time. Here comes the ghost from Jed. That's a lot of movement speed. Will it be enough? The piercing arrow, the flash, the patience from Jed. But is it going to be enough as Koyashi is going to go down as well? But here comes the TP from Flame. Jed going to try and do what they can. The hostile takeover was maybe a little early, but I think it's going to be a-okay. Oh, never mind. Just going to get slowed down. Going to never turn around back. Never mind, never mind. Here comes the slows. Here comes the damage. Data is going to pop that one there, as on the top side, Flame fell to an engage, a dive from Flexski and Sir Raven, and everything is falling apart all around the map all of a sudden for Elysium Dawn.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that miscommunication or just a slightly wrong timing if you are the side of Con Esports there in the bottom lane. And also committing so many resources there towards that bottom lane, I mean, gives away that free Rift Herald charge and opens up the map this much more towards the side of Elysium Dawn. It was looking somewhat okay. I mean, obviously, oh wait.
We have an engage here. LL Cool J is going to get the ulti on them, but they'll not get a reset here, as Idris will get one, as Elysium Dawn trying to fire back here. We do have Flame going to look for an engage, but are they a little too far forward? Idris firing what they can. Hook goes wide. On the side here, we have Sir Raven going to be firing in from the back. No double tap, though, as they had to unstoppable in. Flexkey will get locked up, but Flame is going to burn down on the other side, having to flash the wall. Koyash is going to fall here. Data gonna attempt to help clean that one up, but it's gonna be the burn will go through. Another double tap available from Sir Raven. Oh, gonna be a double tap R, almost certainly. Never mind, double tap W, getting that shielding, getting that healing, as we're gonna see Furry Feet just fire those slows. Valder just doing what they can to keep the Udyr away from them, but it's not gonna be enough to save their turret here, as Udyr maintains dominance here on the Rift, and will maintain dominance as they run away heroically.
Yeah, forget everything I said earlier about it fairly being close. Sir Raven walks up and decides he's going to pick up more kills now, and do a lot of damage while not taking any. And with the damage he did do, just decided Lamel no, and it's basically the extent of it. It really hurts to see as an observer and definitely as a player on the side of Elysium Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
But any single time that Sir Raven just gets close to you right now, I think you just gotta say, "Oh, never mind. Funny joke. We're out,
Yeah,
guys."
yeah. This is kind of the Udyr. It's not. I'd say it's a pretty good game to be Udyr because there really isn't a whole lot you have to deal with in terms of, zoning abilities. You have the box, and that's really, dealing with Shockwave, but that's really about it. It's all very manageable for Udyr, which gives him the ability to just double tap through unstoppable any of the early CC, and once that's all down, any of his other abilities are just fair game, and he can obliterate you because you have no way of stopping him. If Udyr is able to run at you unimpeded, you do not beat him. He stat checks you. As Furry Little Feet is going to get their stats checked, let's take a look at it. Oh, not good enough, as Furry Little Feet will fall to the 3-man squad. They're out a little too far, trying to play in their own jungle. How foolish. Didn't they watch the rest of the game? As Baron will fall to Con Esports a little bit earlier this game, 20 minutes instead of 23. So, a lot of early dominance here once again as we get into the mid game, and perhaps Con gonna make it the end game.
Yeah. Con Esports, I mean, there's a reason. The reason why that they got the bye this time around. I think generally the overall feeling was that the top 2 seeds here in Diamond were like a slight step above in terms of performance, and well, they're really putting that on display here in this one. Except maybe not necessarily so much Flexkey, but there's sometimes when it comes to a point where you say, okay, the rest of my team's doing so good, all I need to do is not int, and after having a really rough early game on this Xin Zhao, noticed that the rest of the team was winning every single fight that they took, even when down numbers, and at that point you just go, okay, team, take this one for me, and it's honestly something that, at least in solo queue, I know it's very hard for some players to deal with. But you gotta know what's required of you in some games, and well, here we are. Oh, for a little feet though.
Sir Raven gonna be in potentially a little. This is Udyr, so I wouldn't say they're in a lot of danger yet, but they aren't able to get a lot of autos out. Their passive will not be able to come back up. That's not going to be a double tap shield anytime soon. Never mind, here it comes. They're just trying to buy time for that W to come back up. All right, they're going to be healing. They're going to be running. They're going to be safe right here. Naz on the bot side. 3 people are on the Udyr train top side, looking like prime Trick 2G up here as Sir Raven distracting them as D-gates are being opened. Lata, nerds! Here comes Udyr. It's like he never left. Lata, baby. D-Kane, let's go. As the gates are being opened right here in the mid lane, in the bot lane. Sir Raven did so much there.
Oh,
that just hurts. That hurts so much.
I mean, committing that much for that long alone is not great, but sometimes, you know, it's 700 gold shutdown. If you can find that on Idris, maybe that's your way back in. But it's the fact that Udyr also gets out, like, that just hurts, right?
That's what he does. He just runs
like, even it's like, I would still say it would be Con Esports favored even if Sir Raven went down there, but it's like, if he did, it would have been like, well, at least we maybe get the kill onto Idris, we get the gold there. But the fact that Sir Raven got out there, and the fact that it honestly wasn't even all that close, is just, that hurt me, and I'm not even playing this game.
Yeah, it's a painful one for sure. I will say, as the Udyr player, I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm enjoying watching this one. I gotta say, Sir Raven really knows the limits of the champion here. of that, the spacing they bought for themselves, the proper usage of the Phoenix Fire to slow them while keeping distance, getting damage and distance and utility out of it, buying as much time as possible for that shield to come back up, playing smartly as that's the goodbye Jinx. Turns out Champ's not good if it dies immediately, as the redemption is going to go down. Furry Little Feet will try and do nothing as they die horribly to a piercing arrow. Sir Raven is just gonna be running all over them here. The death flock from Sir Raven right now is unbelievable, and it looks like we're gonna Edgar Allan go to game 3 here with Sir Raven bringing them to match point.
Yeah, that one's a tilter.
I'd be mad. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be fuming.
That one's a tilter. Like there you can lose. Honestly, sometimes you just get outclassed in a game, right? And then you just put your hands up and you go, well, they just played better. But it's the fact that Sir Raven had so much committed to just kill Sir Raven in any of the and the fact that he just never went down despite everything, despite basically giving up your whole entire base just to get him, just for him to walk away and feel mostly undisturbed by it. It's just that hurts, man. That one, I don't.
The kids these days weren't around when Trick 2G was in his prime. They don't know that you can't chase Udyr. It's a waste of your time. You don't bother with him, right? You go do other things. Unfortunately, they hope that they could kill him, but you can't. He outruns you. So that's a tilter. Hopefully, Elysium Dawn can sort of recover here and not lose so much momentum. There is still a lot of league left on the table. It is a 5-game series, maybe match point, but that's not the end of the world. Reverse sweeps have been found from more dire situations. It's just going to be a matter of what can this team do to clean up. Is Skarner cursed? Is this pick bad, actually? I'm not sure. I was more convinced in game 1, but it looks like Khan had a good plan for it in this game, to deal with the Skarner early on, at least. I don't know.
I think it was less so the champion and more so a timing thing from everybody around, especially in those early fights.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that first gank that gave the solo kill. Speaking of Sir Raven, that gave that first solo kill to Sir Raven. Is either too early or miscommunicated on which they wanted to do. If you recall, I mean, there was not much for Little Feet could do when standing in a stacked wave like that, taking minion aggro from 30 minions with a third health flame. It wasn't a good look in general. I just don't know how much of that was the champ and more so just a misunderstanding or misplay or whatever you want to call it from the side of Elysium Dawn. But luckily that's in the past now. Yeah. And we still have 3 games. They still have 3 more games to, claim this one. Yeah. They have one more to turn it around, 3 more to send them to the finals, but they will have to figure that one out because we get another moment like that in game 3. This will probably be a fairly quick one. But we'll have to wait and see. That's the reason why we played them out. Last week we almost had 5 games in the stream matches.
Oh, yes, we did.
We did. I'm still not over that one because my pickups are dead. But no, either way, we will be back with game 3 between Elysium Dawn and Khan Esports here in Blue Water Diamonds semifinals. So don't go anywhere. We will bring you back with that on our return.
The follow, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar. Join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the last Can we bring to fall the giants? 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 We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the
Welcome back, everybody, here for Game 3 of our series between Khan Esports and Elysium Dawn. Khan 2-0 up right now on the game. A very crushing, demoralizing loss in Game 2 to good old John Deere, who was just a little too strong there by the end of the game. But they're going to be back here on the Rift. Going to have to make some adjustments. Going to think about what changes they can make. In particular, I have to question, do we keep the Skarner priority we've had?
We might, or they might, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe like to see something different, just because maybe something that not necessarily jungle related, but across the board, something that Elysium Dawn did really well was get a lot of kills early and then win by just farming champions, basically.
Yeah.
Is how they had success in the regular season. That's been mostly nullified from them. They haven't been able to quite find that this time around. So I don't know. Like honestly, game 3, like so give me something crazy. Give me something crazy. Like give me I don't know, like Draven or something.
Yeah,
Or
go
honestly,
go
give me like
crazy.
Draven Leona, or honestly Ashe. Even it's not as exciting, but definitely kind of along the lines of like
Well,
Ashe Sejuani is a little bit more kind of maybe what we'd be looking for out of Elysium Dawn and how they've managed to win their games so far this year.
yeah, we're building Freljord right now. You know, just if we get another champion in, we get the freeze active, which is going to be a huge bonus for Elysium Dawn.
Oh, set
There.
one TFT, let's go. We need
Yeah,
that. We need that Braum in
yeah,
here
we
to
need
further
Brawl, we
round
need
that out.
Volibear. Volibear, we can get him in.
Was Volibear in set one? I don't remember.
I don't.
Been too long.
I know he was. I think he was Freljord in a He might have been Freljord in a different set. But either way, enough TFT. We're talking about League of Legends, a real game. As we have
Oh,
Vi
okay.
getting locked in by Con Esports here as the Orianna, the big pick of the series, as we have a spicy one. Elysium Dawn, you asked them to not leave anything on the table, go big or go home. We've got something. We have Irelia here getting picked up. Maybe we're pivoting Storyweaver. This is great news.
Hear me out. Tell me I'm crazy. So
All
I
right.
probably am.
Okay.
Aurelia mid.
I think that is a possibility. I don't
Because if we blind pick Aurelia top R3, I think we need to check the PayPals.
Yeah,
Because
no,
I
huge.
know Elysium hasn't necessarily been doing great, but I think it's mostly just been Con being one of the best teams in Diamond and just really showing that tonight. But if Elysium if Elysium Dawn's at the very least not flexing it, I mean obviously the rest of the draft hasn't happened and we might get a different topic where Aurelia's fine top, but currently I mean into Orianna perhaps I'd be down for saying that.
It's not terrible. I will say there are worse matchups for Irelia in mid lane, and she's one of those champions that you forget how strong she is until she's destroying your entire team, because you don't really see her super often, and her damage is all very deceptive. It doesn't come out immediately. It's very she does have to actually hit you for a little bit. So she's also very low econ, surprisingly, at least early on, because you know the joke is get Vamp Scepter your full build, right? It's not bad. I wouldn't say like it's a horrible choice, at least into the Orianna, and I'm thinking
All right,
yes,
here we go. This is the
that
composition.
is.
This is the composition I want to see out of Elysium.
Now
Dawn.
we're
We have
ga- now this
Aurelia
is
mid,
gaming.
Rumble top. Now we're
this is
gaming.
Now we're
This
gaming.
This is. I didn't know quite what I wanted to see out of Elysium Dawn, especially how those first two games went. I now know this is what I want to see out of Elysium Dawn.
That's what I'm saying. I'm excited. I'm getting excited. Is this good? I don't know, but it is cool.
It's certainly better than what they have been trying. We'll put it that way.
That's true. That's true for sure.
Yeah, but no, Elysium Dawn, in their victories at their highest moments have all come from finding like a bunch of early kills, especially in the bottom lane, and you throw Sejuani, you know, Tarek, maybe not so much along those lines, but since everybody's so short range and kind of run at you, that's fine. I don't mind it that much. Especially into that's Poppy's support, I have to imagine. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
It's now that I'm actually slowing down to think about it, like surely that has to be Poppy support, which I think Tarek into is like just that's like the Tarek comfort zone. I think I do get why you would pick Poppy on the side of Con Esports. Elia that's her whole thing is having a million ashes, but put support and then into Tarek seems a little bit not great, and so I consider I'm like the more I talk about it, the more I'm psyching myself into the fact that we might see a game for Copium maybe.
What do you mean? We're seeing a game 4, Elysium Dawn. Oh, look,
Yeah, the game's already over. Like, don't even play game 3. Just go
we don't
straight
need
to
to watch
game
this
4.
one. We know it's over. In all seriousness, I do think that obviously the picks are interesting. You know, I'm all for more exciting and different choices because I don't like seeing the same 10 champions every game. But I think that what Elysium Dawn has, it's not just picking funny champions or comfort for the sake of it, right? There is a justifiable reason for everything they've done here. Like you said, the Poppy into Tarek is not great for Poppy support. She doesn't really like that matchup. She doesn't really want to be down there into Tarek, and Tarek is A-okay because he doesn't have to deal with somebody trying to destroy his life savings the entire laning phase. It's, you know, the Sejuani did get some buffs on the patch to help her out a little bit with her, especially her defenses. They gave her a bit more into her passive, so she's a bit stronger, able to tank a bit more, and they have that big damage combo coming in from the lockdown of Sejuani, and then they get stuck in the Irelia ultimate, and then down comes the equalizer. There's so much CC and so much follow-up that it's I can't get excited though, because Con Esports, they've played so well games 1 and 2 that it's I'm getting, you know what? I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna believe in Elysium. Surely I'll be correct this time, right? Right?
All right, guys, welcome to the 3-0 Con Esports
No,
series.
don't say this now.
No, I gotta throw in the counter, otherwise it would be absolute. It was absolutely Con Esports 3-0, but you know, if I throw it in there, then because that's totally exactly how that works, and it has nothing to do with the agency of how these players actually play the game.
No,
everybody knows that that's actually how it works. Clearly,
yes, true.
But no, in all seriousness, I do agree with you that especially like Rumble and Renekton, that's fine, and you if you counter you put all your pieces together in the Lego set, and you formed something that could be fun, that could be very fun to play as on the side of Elysium Dawn. At the very least, that if not very least I guess dismember what I don't know what word I'm looking for. Basically, Elysium Dawn, this is not only that, it's definitely more so in line of how they do play, which is early game kills, Furry Little Feet roams around, sets up his laners, and then everybody is just far ahead gold-wise, and you know, the Irelia matchup, I'm excited to see how that goes. I don't necessarily know how it goes, but theoretically in my brain, trying to play it out, it's my iron 4 mechanics.
Yes.
Hands can't possibly imagine playing Aurelia, but in the hypothetical sense. But no, there's definitely something to look out for here, instead of just Elysium Dawn deciding, well, we're going to play the same thing over again and then probably lose, which is at the very least there's that going into game 3 here. So
yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
When that comes back. But when we do come back after this short break, we will see hopefully Elysium Dawn showing us that meta doesn't matter, or not necessarily doesn't matter, but doesn't necessarily have to be played 1-to-1, and that, or we'll see Con Esports continue to dominate. But whatever it is, we'll have to wait and see. Until then, don't go anywhere.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love? Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giant?
Welcome back, everybody, here on the Rift for Game 3 of our series, Match Point 4 on Esports. But on the other side, we have Elysium Dawn trying to turn it back around with a fascinating composition they have drafted up for us. We've got a barn burner in the works here. I'm interested to see where this goes.
Well, apparently it's coming right into Jed.
They're coming right into Jed. We do have the flash. We do have the stun. The cleanse is going to come out. Jed's going to find the wall, flash over it. Trade of flashes, but that is going to be a cleanse down as well off of Jed. I'd say that was worth. That's pretty worth.
That's a big worth, especially with how much I suspect that this bottom lane should be advantage to the side of Elysium Dawn with Ashe with Ashe getting those slows, and the Ghost should be able to provide a lot more pressure just alone, not to mention into a Poppy support with Ignite even. There's no exhaust there to help Jed out in these situations, but we've got some moments around this red buff though.
Yeah, we do have some moments here as Flame is gonna spit some flames here onto Flexkey, but that invade will be discovered, so Elysium Dawn does have that info as Flame is gonna fight level 1 on the Renekton here. They're gonna trade some emotes, trade some HP. I'd say Renekton probably got the better of that trade, but first to the wave is Flame. We'll see which of these top laners can make the most of this. You know, Sir Raven has performed very well this series, especially just in the game of preventing Flame from playing the game, has performed very exceptionally. So I would imagine that we could see maybe a little bit more of that fantastic play coming out from Sir Raven. But hey, the Rumble's cool, so maybe it's gonna be, we're gonna see a little bit of a turn there.
Perhaps. Not only that, the games that I've seen Flamon perform on have come on that Rumble. Honestly, I don't know about the player, but considering the name, oh wait, we might have a dive coming in. Flex,
dive. Flexkey taking a lot of damage from the turret here.
Oh my, okay, Becky Rita, this cast is all yours. I need to take a break after just witnessing that. What the? How do you even analyze that? I mean, like,
that was the worst dive I've ever seen. I thought we weren't streaming gold tonight. What was that?
I mean, I don't know. I know we like to it's easy to joke on low elo players, but I don't even think that's like a gold level mistake.
No,
that's
the gold players wouldn't have taken the dive. I don't think gold players would have taken 4 tower shots like uncontested. They not only take 4 tower shots, realize, oh shoot, I shouldn't take 4 tower shots, walk away, and they're like, but I gotta help my friend, and then walk back under the tower to take more tower shots.
Well, okay, it was 2 tower shots, and then go back in, which were the 4 tower shots. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh jeez, LL Cool J is gonna get stunned up and killed here as, all right, Elysium Dawn, they're cooking something right now.
Yeah, I mean, well-executed gank by Furry Little Feet. Valdir having the tools to follow up with that on the Aurelia, and Valdir also going to be able to have that flash while LL Cool J does not. I would believe, if you recall and get a few items, I would not be surprised if Valdir could maybe sneak, like it's one of those things with Aurelia, anytime you have that flash advantage, especially into a ranged matchup, where you can certainly solo kill, obviously, if you recall, and not take the whole minion aggro right there. But luckily for Little Feet was nearby. I thought for a second we would have to witness, have you commentate to cast a blunder there, but actually it's not over yet. Data's here.
Yeah, we do have Data walking here, trying to get a lockdown. Gonna dash into Valdir, locking them up, and now Flexkey gonna take the tower aggro. So low there, but not able to close that one out. Furry Little Feet doesn't have flash, doesn't have any dashes, not able to trade that one back, as a kill does go out over to that dive, and nobody falls in the process.
So yeah, that's how you're supposed to dive. That's how you're supposed to tower dive. Not take not take 4 tower shots before starting the fight, and then having going into a rumble who is using his Q, who can just line up perfectly for them. But that aside, no, it's still really well executed by the side of Con Esports. They had a not great at all blunder in those first few minutes, but now with Flame, with these extra gold and for a little feet nearby, we just might see something come up real soon.
Yeah, might see something come up real soon as Sir Raven gonna be in a lot of danger here. Burnt to the ground. That's gonna be an overcooked alligator
Data
up there, as now Data has wandered up to try and help out, but they're gonna just be helping themselves as they walk away here, not having to, you know, maybe a bit of a misfire there, but as the bot side, you know, responding to that Koyesh roam, it's an A-OK decision, and didn't die. Did have to burn flash though.
Yeah, that's it's not going to be as bad on Poppy, honestly, especially with Hex Flash. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how much value Poppy does get out of that Hex. No, excuse me. Brain decided, and my chest decided we're going to die right now. But that being said, that did open up the bottom side to have the classic trade of first trade of neutral objectives. But once again, Sir Raven's here. It's those furry little feet.
Yeah, furry little feet waiting around, thinking about making a potential play here, but it doesn't look like they're gonna commit to anything. Never mind. Here comes the equalizer. No ulti from furry little feet, so that's not going to be any other lockdown. Just going to force the Renekton back here, as now Valdir may have been trying to find something. They are full build. They do have the Vamp Scepter, so they are very strong, but Data is just sprinting around the map. Imagine being in the bot lane as a support. To be fair, I mean, what is Poppy going to do down in bot lane? Not a whole lot, so might as well go do other things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we did mention it's like, how does Poppy play into Taric Ashe? And our conclusion was you don't, and apparently so was Data's, considering that. Oh no.
Oh no, here come, remember the Placidium, as Valdir is going to be looking to turn that one around. LL Cool Jace actually is the one turning that one around there. Now Flexkey will be dashing over the wall. So close there. That shockwave was just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I thought for sure LL Cool Jace was going down there, hit by the full duration enchanted crystal arrow. I thought for sure. I mean, guess got under tower range just soon enough, and the self shockwave, I guess, was enough to snare Valdir long enough, and well, yeah, the rest was history. And solo kill over to LL Cool Jace in a very unlikely scenario.
Yeah, that's gonna be, you know, it could be a little bit of a haunting moment right there, but you know, still plenty of game left to be played, still plenty of league left to be played out. So currently 9 minutes in here, we are 2-4. Not quite. The gold's fairly even. There's like a few hundred gold in favor of Elysium Dawn right now. A lot of that loaded onto Flame in the top side. That Renekton, the lane bully getting bullied. It's by some nerd in a robot. It's very amusing, I suppose. But I guess Rumble is also a lane bully, so not. It's definitely, you know, especially when you're playing into a Rumble with several early kills because you gave them to him, you know, it's you live with your mistakes. And Sir Raven has not given over a whole lot else since then, aside from the one extra death from the, you know, top side roam. I'll say it's done well in stabilizing in the top side, but now here comes a gank opportunity. Sir Raven gonna pop the dominance right here. A lot of damage going down on the Flame. The equalizer's gonna come through. That's gonna be the lockdown completely onto Flexkey, who is unable to move, and the red carpet will roll all over them, as that's just gonna be a flipped fight on to the Vi.
Yep, that right there is their Rumble comfort zone, as well as having 3 kills before that, but having 2 really short-ranged champions walk into a choke point like that is the ideal equalizer location for you to just drop that and do 1,000,000 damage on top of, like I said, on top of having 3 kills before then. Go ahead and pick up that one now, and yeah, I mean, this is Flames Rumble. I've only been able to see it once before, but this is exactly how it went last time.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine, you know, probably the reason why they gave it not exactly a high priority, but they did pick it at all. You wouldn't really see Rumble otherwise, unless you were fully confident in the pick being brought out. And honestly, you know, Rumble, I would say, is a champion that obviously he has some pretty bad matchups, but if you can play him well enough, they aren't game ending. And he's also one of those champions who has a really good button. One of the best buttons in the game with the equalizer. If you can layer it with other forms of CC, which Elysium don't have. So this game is absolutely going to be the Flame show right here. And we'll see if this Rumble can really deliver the goods as the game continues, or if we get Con Esports, who have not really had to play at that much of a deficit this series, are now going to have to try and pull this one back around.
The only concern I have with Flame right now is the fact, or not even right now, just in general, is that there is no teleport on this top laner. And oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, full lockdown on to Flame. Never mind, that's how you take care of a Rumble. Shutdown going over to Flexkey. Not even a chance to drop any other abilities. Just a clean pickup there.
Yeah, 700 gold going over to Vi. I mean, it'll feel. Oh wait, Jed's just in a world of hurt.
Yeah, Jed is in a world of hurt, a world of pain, a world of goo, potentially. Goo being their own blood spilled onto the floor. But it looks like they're going to survive there, as Sir Raven actually got a ton off of that turret there with the Herald drop. A ton of damage there, a lot of plates as well. That's going to really help Renekton sort of get back into the game with that huge gold influx. But now LL is going to go for the flash. Stun's going to come through from the Sejuani. The red carpet gets rolled out, but the equalizer will not get a whole lot else done, as Data is going to come in. The Shockwave will pull out a ton of damage, and that's going to be a full lockdown combo. Overheating, Flame sputtering out right there, as another kill goes over to Flexkey and LL Cool Jace. But here comes Valdir, looking to try and get the Placidium down. That's going to not do a whole lot. Not able to finish anything. Going for the dash, now under turret, but able to dip away. Smooth moves there from Valdir to trade one back.
Yeah. I know up until this point, it has been the Flame show, but honestly, it's in the last 3 minutes, maybe a bit overzealous or overconfident from... They're just saying overconfidence is an insidious killer, and well, it has been for these last two plays that... Oh wait, hold on, Jed's going to flash away.
Yeah, it's just a flash though.
Yeah, it's just a flash. But well, just a flash, quote unquote. What was he on about? Jed probably getting just a little bit too overconfident with the early lead, but Valdir slightly starting to get back into it, especially now on, you say, is the Vamp Scepter that is the big power spike for Aurelia, but so is the second power spike that Aurelia has with the Bork. After that, it's just icing on the cake. And and some say, unfortunately, icing isn't exactly the most filling thing ever. Yes. But at the present moment, we pick up another kill onto the Aurelia, and we continue this fight. Flame, though.
We just have another lockdown here. Flame falling once again, as now Very Little Feet's going to have to dip out of there. This Rumble we saw a little bit of what Flame was capable of in the early game, and now we're seeing the Flame we saw in the past 2 games show up once again. Here comes the Cosmic Radiance. Valdir trying to get as much damage as possible while they are invulnerable, but they can only survive for so long. Only a little bit of time was bought. No damage was traded back. It's going to be another 2 kills going over to Con Esports. And the little lead that Elysium had is starting to slip out of their fingers.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, overconfidence is an insidious killer, but something that I very briefly touched on earlier was the fact that Flame didn't have teleport, and a few of those kills were in locations that, oh wait, I say this.
Yes, Sir Raven looking a little dead right here. Will dodge away, and now Flame, guess who's dead again? It's
Flame.
such a tragedy. This Rumble has been crumbling all of a sudden.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said, I'll say it again, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, and apparently it happens 4 times in a row if you're Flame, because that, I mean, none of those were necessarily good looks. I feel like maybe the first 2 were the first one was definitely, okay, they sent 3 members up. We get stuff elsewhere. The second one, you know, it was very sudden. I feel like when you see them go off the map like that from the top, half going out of vision towards the jungle, it's perhaps, well, you can just, I'd say 90% of the time they don't roam all the way across the map straight into your lane. So there's like some reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
But those last 2 have just been, I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, they've been egregious. Yeah, they've been.
Oh wait! Here's the turnaround. We're back. We're so back.
We're so back. We're going. The graph is going up as now we have in the mid lane Jed.
We're so back.
It's now
Elysium Dawn's back.
The sun is rising again for Elysium Dawn as the horizon line for Flame is back in sight.
We're actually imitating that graph perfectly. Oh my god.
We were both dooming for a second there. What matters is that you never stop believing. Never give up on any of your dreams, and you can find success.
Yeah, you see, Flame just needed that reality check, and so we just win from here on out on the side of Elysium Dawn. No, I mean, really, they were still very egregious from the side of Flame. And actually, that has put the gold advantage back over to the side of Con Esports. Although not by much. Still, after that early game, it's a surprise that, that they have a gold lead at all at any point. Valdir.
Valdir?
Is he cooking? Maybe?
Full fight breakdown as Valdir not able to get any marks down onto Sir Raven, but is amped up, but not amped up enough. The conqueror there was Sir Raven, as yeah, that was perhaps an ill-informed decision from Valdir, as the Renekton just kills you with the Dominus stats.
Yeah, there's a reason why Aurelia into Renekton's pretty much never played. And even with how, maybe not, how Valdir has been performing so far, obviously the Bork power spike, I think maybe might be able to find something, but yeah, that's the matchup for you. That's how it goes. I don't make the rules, I just tell them.
Yeah, and the rules are apparently just not in favor of the Irelia. You know, it's for the best, I guess, unless you're an Irelia fan, in which case you're maybe upset about it. But hey, that's all right, because there's still, you know, Renekton's not who you want to fight, and Renekton is not who we really expect Valdir to be fighting in these later stages of the game. There are other people who can deal with the Croc, as now we have Raven trying to fight the Croc. Was winning earlier in the game, but guess what? The Dominus is back up, and the domination is on the Rift for Sir Raven, as Flame gonna have to walk away from a fight they wanted to take, as that is gonna be Renekton maintaining posture and control in the bot side.
Yeah, that's what 4 solo plates will do to a champion.
Seems pretty
I
good.
think that, yeah, the gold from 4 solo plates will absolutely do that for you. And one thing that Flame not taking teleport definitely, I mean, obviously the ignite helped in those early fights, so you can't say, oh, well, you can't believe the teleport was like not taking teleport was completely inting, but not taking teleport did in fact allow after those first few fights for Sir Raven to, like I said, get 4 solo plates, and that is exactly what 4 solo plates does to a champion. No matter how you put it, it looks even on the scoreboard currently, but it's the land of the secret gold there.
Yeah, the secret, hidden, invisible gold. You can't discount it. You have to remember what achievements your opponents have obtained in the game. As we are now ticking into past the 20-minute mark. In the previous 2 games, the game was basically over at this point. So definitely a harder fight for Con Esports, as they've now found a full lockdown onto furry feet. Those furry little feet are gonna be nowhere to be seen around this Baron. Are we gonna see another 20-minute Baron from Con Esports? The hawk shot will go down. It looks like Con Esports have been hawk shot, so they will be seen on the Rift. They know that the Baron's happening, but without the jungler, what can they do to contest? Rumble is around. TP is available for Valdir. They're holding on to it for a long time, and they aren't going to take a fight. So, okay, yeah, I mean, probably not a bad idea. Maybe you lose the fight, but okay, Baron goes over uncontested. Great.
I mean, I guess.
I feel like you do something, right?
Yeah, a 22. I feel like a 22-minute Baron. You have teleport on the Aurelia. You probably won't be able to claim that Baron, but like with the reduced stats, I feel like maybe you should be able to claim at least something. You could force something with the equalizer, especially with how much of a choke point that Baron pit can be. I feel like you should have been able to get something there, but I mean, decisions were made, and the choice was to let Baron get picked up, and now we're in a little bit of a odd spot on the side of Elysium Dawn. It's a bit awkward here.
Yeah, we are certainly in a precarious situation as the fight's going to be engaged right here. Flexkey will get 1 kill on the front as Idris is down. Now Flame will fall, being blotted out. Is now Kayesh will be next on the list. On the list. Data will pick that one up, and it's only gonna be furry little feet on their furry little lonesome. As I don't. Is the game over? Is it over?
Probably. I mean, we have Idris coming up in 5 seconds, but Ash doesn't exactly have all the greatest.
Yeah, Kayesh is up in 5.
We'd have to wait. Like, really, the only way we stop this push is if Flame.
Yeah, if Flame comes back up.
Who is coming up in 2 seconds?
Yeah, we have 2 seconds, but we have Renekton playing Guardian there, and yeah, that's just gonna be the end of the game. As Jed, just as fast as the last 2, even if well, even if it took him a little bit longer to find that winning spot. They did claim it nonetheless. Victory goes over to the side of Con Esports in a very, very dominant fashion. Man, it's not even 11 o'clock yet. Wow.
Yeah, it started to look good early on there from Elysium Dawn and Flame, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I
Yeah.
should have definitely not given over 3 easy kills there.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean that was definitely like a blunder, but the thing is when you make those mistakes early on, what's important once you make the mistake, there's no unmaking the mistake. Like you're stuck in the pit, right? But you can do your best to mitigate the damage and pull yourself back in. And I think that's what Con Esports did really well. Was
oh yeah, no.
they realized that eventually, oh wait, the win condition we are playing into is the Rumble is going to try and melt our faces. How do we stop him? We just keep killing him. And they executed on that exceptionally well. They put Flame into a complete chokehold, and there wasn't anything else done on the map to sort of counterbalance it. The Irelia didn't really get rolling very well. The Ashe and Tarek did basically nothing in a 1v2 lane because Poppy was everywhere this game. It was so just controlled despite the early deficit, the early dropped kills and the slight deficit they were in. They just played so well, so controlled, so smartly.
Yeah, and yeah, fair play to Con Esports. There's a reason why they were our second seed. And the big reason why they weren't our first seed was actually head-to-head results was the big difference between them and Akuma Sabres.
Mm-hmm.
They've came into the season as one of the top teams expected, and they've kept that up throughout the season and really demonstrated as to why here is they deserve that bye week, and yeah, they just popped off. And as much as I would have liked to see this composition from Elysium Dawn go from a 2 solo kills at very early to victory in a in a in a different way that we've seen from a really long time. The simple fact of the matter was, Con Esports was up to the challenge despite being in a different position that they're not normally in. And so, yeah, what can I say? Congratulations, Con Esports. Uh, and yeah, I don't know what else to add to that, Becky Rita.
Yeah,
So
nothing really much else to say. Congratulations as they move on to the finals. The other series still ongoing. According to a chat member, it is currently 1-1. Glad we didn't stream that one. As hey, we're
definitely,
going to be
definitely not a TTM Tethys sellout. Of course
yeah,
not.
look, I'm not a sellout. I'm not a paid shill. Only for Maokai do I shill. But with that said, that's going to be the end of our stream today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting the stream. If you'd like to get in on the action yourself, of course, join the Discord, see what leagues are coming up, including that is, of course,
Draft League.
again, the
Yeah.
Draft League. Hey, the Draft League still taking signups. So if you're interested in playing League but don't have a pre-made for yourself, it's a great opportunity to get your foot in the door and get started with some quality League of Legends action, I would say. So yeah, I have been Becky with Isaac and, of course, Wookie Monster holding the desk up. Not even sweating today. No sweat was developed. Just a nice, solid, a brisk workout holding up the desk today. As that'll be the end. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week for the finals of the Blue Water Diamonds. So have a great night.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love? Risk the fall, or we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds